What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. During the last part, we saw the events of the Cell Saga fully unfold. And now, we've reached the end of it. But following this, we're going to be entering a time skip and then the Buu Saga. Although, it's going to look very different than normal. With a pretty big twist that I haven't done in any other series so far. It's a pretty major one too, so stick around to the end of the video. For this part, let's hit a like goal of 3,000 likes. Once we hit that, I'll continue with another part to this series. Anyways, let's pick it from here. Future Gohan and Future Piccolo return home. They still wonder though, what happened with Namek? Nobody ever really got the answer to that. Not just in the story, but you guys never really got an answer to it either. So, what exactly did happen with it? Well, as they return home wondering this, the group is thinking the same thing, unaware of the events happening out in space. As you'd probably expect though, it's something to do with Vegeta. So, by this point Vegeta obviously has instant transmission, and he knows of Namek. While the events of the Cell Saga are unfolding on Earth, he decides he's gonna make a trip there. First, he has to actually locate it, which is kinda tough because even with instant transmission, he has to locate some sort of power signature there. But for some reason, he can't. But he does remember the general location of it, so he teleports as close to it as possible and is able to lock onto the planet's energy. Which is strange, he doesn't sense the people's energy. He teleports in, and he sees that it's completely empty. Wait. Is this the right planet? Yeah, it definitely is. He remembers being here. He looks around, trying to see if he could sense any sort of Namekian villages, and the villages are there, but there's no people in them. And he even checks. They seem dilapidated, as if they've been abandoned. No Dragon Balls either. He curses it all. He realizes what happened. They must use the Dragon Balls to teleport themselves out of here. Which is exactly what happened. They summon Porunga, and in order to keep themselves safe, they wish for the Namekians to be moved to a new planet, a location where they won't be found. It was an amazing idea because clearly Vegeta was planning on showing up again. He's enraged, and out of anger, he blows up the entire planet, launching a beam right to its core and then teleporting off, watching the explosion from a nearby planet. He was so close to getting the Dragon Balls. And now he has no idea of where Namek is. They're probably completely hidden by now. And of course, this did happen in the future timeline too. Pretty much the exact same events because everything that happened on Earth didn't affect Vegeta. The difference here is in the future, Vegeta went to Earth only to see it destroyed by the androids. He didn't care enough to kill the androids there, but it showed him that this planet was also too far gone and there's no Dragon Balls here. So he had to stop caring. He really didn't have another choice. But of course, things went differently in this timeline. He actually went to Earth, just to see if people were still there, and sure enough, there were. So right after the events of the Cell games, he teleports in. He can still sense everyone here, and he realized that it might be kind of tough getting the Dragon Balls at the moment. He needs to wait even longer, which annoys him, but he wants to be sure he can get it. He'll get the Dragon Balls eventually. He just needs to be a little more patient. As for the others on Earth, well, of course they're going to be training after the Cell games. Actually, it's not even fair to call it the Cell games because Cell completely abandoned that idea. But either way, there was an important revelation. Gohan was able to access Super Saiyan 2. So now, Raditz and Goku both know of this form. And Raditz is a little bit ahead, so he decides he wants to work towards this. It could be possible. I mean, he was the first one to get Super Saiyan after all. Although it's just surprising that Gohan was the first one to get a form above that. But this is great for Raditz. Knowing about it and being able to question them about it, it helps him actually access it at some point. And surprisingly enough, he actually trained with Gohan and Goku to catch up. It's the only way he could really attain this power. And they are still a little bit reluctant, but Raditz has changed a lot since they first saw him. Granted, they're still not on great terms, but sure, it's mutually beneficial, and they know by now Raditz isn't going to go rogue and blow up everything. He isn't as reclusive anymore. He actually spends a lot of time with others, mainly for training. He still does feel relatively alone, but at the same time, he's gaining a lot more purpose, especially on this planet. It's not just his own existence. He feels a lot more at home in relation to everyone else here, even if he's not necessarily part of that quote-unquote family. Yeah, he and his brother aren't best friends, but they aren't arch enemies either. It's a huge improvement. And with us entering a 7-year time skip into the Buu Saga, this only develops further and further. Now, Goku and Raditz aren't going to become best friends. Actually, Raditz and Piccolo probably would, becoming great rivals to each other. But it seems that Raditz is actually on much better terms with Goku, and Gohan for that matter. Chi-Chi still doesn't like him too much, but she warms up to it. And thankfully with Goten, he grows up not knowing of the terrible things that Raditz did beforehand. They'll let him know later, but for now, he actually gets kind of a fresh start, which is weird for Raditz. He honestly kind of regrets the actions that led him here. And this is a chance at a fresh start. He could be a better brother, a better uncle. Is he finally turning good? Well, in his own sense of the word, I guess you could say so. He's not some pure-hearted being like Goku, but he's not that selfish anti-hero that he once was. He's actually got that group's best interest in mind. something that he would have never expected to happen. And there's a great way to showcase this coming up, a world tournament. Obviously, everybody is going to join. And Goku invites Raditz to do so too. He tells Raditz, this is the tradition on Earth. And he'd probably love it, it's just a giant battle. Or rather, a series of them. Of course, some of the contestants are Earthlings and they won't be too good for Raditz, but it gives him an opportunity to fight Goku and Gohan as well as Piccolo and the others in different settings. Instead of training, it's an actual competition. Raditz is definitely not going to turn it down. And by this point too, Goku definitely would have achieved Super Saiyan 2 as well. He and his brother are actually neck and neck. Raditz still is ahead because he did get that huge head start, especially going to Namek and all. And Goku does have his family, so he spends some time with them and isn't constantly training. Of course, Raditz isn't constantly training either. He's still out partying and doing the things that he loves. You know, riding his motorcycle, stealing motorcycles maybe. Actually, probably not anymore. He's a good guy now. He put that life behind him. He now legally owns a motorcycle. Great. That's some true character development. In all seriousness though, him keeping up with training more and more actually helps him stay ahead of Goku, just like he was before. And this serves as motivation for Goku too. So this tournament will definitely be a great place to showcase the fruits of their training. The tournament begins relatively normally. Contestants fight just like usual, and nothing really of note happens. But the tournament is then crashed by someone completely unexpected. No, it's not even Spopovich and Yamen. Somebody literally just teleports in out of nowhere. And it's somebody the group recognizes all too well. Or rather, someone who they recognize but seems to have changed a bit. A fight's about to ensue between Gohan and Kibito. Kibito's actually concerned because they don't see any of Babidi's henchmen here, up until now. Raditz and crew are completely shocked. It's Vegeta. And he has an M on his forehead for some reason. Of course, Shin and Kibito immediately know what this means, and they try to jump in before it's too late. But Vegeta turns over towards Raditz, who isn't even in the ring at the moment, and he lunges towards him. And the second he lands a punch, Raditz is able to guard it, but then Vegeta places 2 fingers on his forehead, grabbing onto Raditz's arm, teleporting them away. And now Shin has jumped into the ring too, with everyone wondering why he did so. They turn to Goku, Gohan, and Piccolo saying they could explain on the way. This is bad. Things are not going the way they expected. In a wasteland somewhere far from the tournament, Vegeta and Raditz appear. Raditz wonders what the hell's going on, immediately transforming into Super Saiyan 2, ready to face Vegeta once more. And Vegeta just tells him it's time to settle this. He has no time to explain. He just wants to fight Raditz, of course to the death. Naturally, the two immediately start fighting. And it's an explosive battle. Raditz can tell Vegeta's gotten a lot stronger. It seems he might have Super Saiyan 2, but besides that, there's something else different about him. Not just that physical appearance, you know, the M on his forehead, his eyes being different. There's actually a change in his power. Raditz has no clue what happened, but he's definitely going to stop Vegeta. Meanwhile, Shin and Kibito are trying to locate Vegeta. They of course sense this battle going on. Right away, they were heading towards Babidi's ship, assuming they might have went there, but now they realize what's happening. Vegeta secluded Raditz so they could fight alone, gathering energy for Babidi. So now it's time to split up. Shin, Kibito, and Goku are going to go over to the fight to try and stop it, while Gohan says he'll go over to face Dabura, somebody that Shin warns about once they see him at the ship. Gohan's confident. With how strong he is, he'll be able to face Dabura here. And Goku says they'll be right back. Piccolo heads over with Gohan too, just in case he needs any assistance. So Shin teleports over to the fight between Raditz and Vegeta, and Goku yells out for them to stop. He knows why Raditz would want to defend against Vegeta. Raditz didn't do anything wrong. He just doesn't know what's going on here, and doesn't know that he shouldn't fight. Raditz hears the voice, looking over to Goku. Why stop? Vegeta's trying to kill them. Goku tells Raditz he doesn't understand why Vegeta's here, and the things that are different about him. With Raditz distracted, Vegeta lands a punch on his face. A pretty clean blow. And Vegeta tells everybody, even if they know what he's planning, there's no way they could stop it. With how strong he is now, he's going to be the one person above everybody. And even if that doesn't remain true, well, his whole purpose for being here will help him. And he says they're already too late. He could sense another battle going on between Gohan and Dabura. Of course, Gohan was warned to end it as quickly as possible. But Dabura is no weak opponent. Here in this scenario, Gohan is definitely stronger than him, but Dabura knows how to drag out the battle. And since Goku, Shin, and Kibito already know what's going on, Vegeta decides to explain to Raditz. So he's being controlled by some wizard? Well, not exactly. He let that wizard unlock his power. This Majin symbol on his forehead, it's meaningless. He's not being controlled by Babidi, as much as he'd love to think so. This gave him a boost in power that he needed. And once Babidi is able to revive Buu, well, that's really going to help Vegeta. But how would that help Vegeta? What do they think he's been doing the past 7 years? He's been learning new tactics, new techniques. They'll have to kill him here to stop him, otherwise it's too late for them. They don't know what Vegeta has planned, but they don't really want to test it out either. And it is risky. Of course, it would be ideal to kill Vegeta right here, but they would also be granting energy to Buu. But of course, they just can't let Vegeta sit around because they're still going to gather energy regardless. And that's when it really hits them. They know what situation they're in. They've already lost. Buu is already bound to be revived. If they kill Vegeta here, they're probably granting them enough energy. If they don't kill Vegeta, that definitely just guarantees it as well. So they're gonna decide to take the better option. Defeat Vegeta here and now. But obviously Vegeta realizes that this is gonna happen. And now with 2 other Saiyans fighting him, he decides he's gonna play defensively. As the brothers try to attack in unison, Vegeta teleports away once more, ending up at the ship where Dabura is. Although he's a little too late because by the time he's there, Dabura is immediately killed by Gohan, with Piccolo yelling out to Gohan saying that Vegeta's here now. Vegeta jumps up in the air, immediately engaging in battle with Gohan. This is bad. Gohan has no idea of what's happening because the Kai separated with him, and Piccolo has no clue either. Of course, they teleported in not too long after. Gohan and Piccolo do know that they need to try and conserve energy, not to give too much to Bobby. But they have no choice here. They can't just sit there and let Vegeta do whatever. They have to fight back or else they're gonna die. Angered, Gohan attempts to finish this as quickly as he can. But with Vegeta's instant transmission, it makes it a lot tougher. And also, Gohan's feeling a little bit weakened. He doesn't know why. Is this because Bobity's taking energy from him? Well, his energy is being taken, but not by Bobity. And Vegeta lets them know. They have no clue how strong Vegeta truly is at the moment. Of course, his physical strength is way more impressive than before. But like he mentioned, he's been learning other techniques. And as he's about to reveal everything, a massive cloud of steam emerges from the bottom of the ship. Perfect, just what he wanted. A hole is open towards the bottom, and Vegeta can see Bobity down there celebrating. Now it's time to get rid of that cockroach. He's served its purpose. He sticks out a hand, telekinetically drawing Bobity towards him. He grabs onto Bobity's head, and they think he's gonna kill Bobity. And he does, but in a different way than they expected. As Buu's egg is hatching in the background, Vegeta starts siphoning off Bobity's energy. Of course, Vegeta doesn't get too strong from this, but what he's really after is Bobity's magic. During the time skip, he's returned to Yardrat in order to learn that technique that he never had time to before, Force Spirit Fission, and this is his own mutated version of it. With the mastery over it, he's learned to actually absorb the energy and use it for himself. And now, he assimilates Bobity's strength and powers within him, the latter being more impressive, of course. Bobity was a means to an end. He helped revive Buu, and now, with his powers, Vegeta's gonna be able to control this monster. The egg explodes, and Buu jumps at it. And Vegeta laughs. It seems his plan was successful. He's stronger, he has new powers. And even if that's not gonna be enough here, he has Buu. They'll wreak havoc across Earth and the universe, but he's not going to destroy everything. He's going to rule over everything. He doesn't need to leave stuff intact after all. Buu is just his super weapon, but it doesn't mean Vegeta's lacking in strength either. Unfortunately, even with his increase in strength, he knows that he won't be able to fight those 3 Saiyans and Piccolo alone. But it doesn't really matter. Buu will accomplish that now. He knew that they probably got stronger during that time skip, which is exactly why he planned for this. While Buu faces them, he's gonna go around gathering the Dragon Balls for himself. And he tells them to have fun with the Majin, as he places 2 fingers on his forehead, waving goodbye and teleporting off. Buu looks over towards the group, commanded by Vegeta. He gives off an evil grin, ready to face these foes. Not only are they facing a different Majin Vegeta, but now they have to face Majin Buu too. Things got really bad really quickly. Shin and Kibito didn't expect it to go like this. They have no clue of what to do now, but Raditz steps up. He says they're not backing down yet. With all their powers combined, they should be enough to face this monster. Of course he is strong. Raditz isn't getting too cocky. He's just being logical. Once again, he flares up into Super Saiyan 2, with Goku and Gohan following. Piccolo powers up to his max as well. Raditz turns to Shin and Kibito, telling them to go find Kami, and try and get the Dragon Balls before Vegeta can. They might not be able to help here with their physical strength, but they could still help. These 4 will take on Buu alone. Shin is worried, but agrees. This might be a good idea. He and Kibito teleport off, as the 4 fighters face Buu. This is where we'll end off for now. So, what did you guys think about this part, and what do you think is going to happen next time? Leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'll be sure to check them out to see what you guys think. As always, if you like the video, be sure to drop a like. And let's try to hit that like goal from the beginning of the video so we can get another part of this series. If you haven't already, why not subscribe? As well as hitting the bell icon so you're notified about any future uploads on my channel, including more parts of the series or any other videos like it. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.